Hello, today I am going to review the Cubicle Qiyi Square-1. You can buy the Cubicle Square-1 from the Cubicle.us for $24. From what I know, all the Cubicle did was the low mod, change the springs, change the nut, and loop the puzzle with some maru and lubical silk. The low mod involves gluing the bar-shaped piece to the core, which improves stability in the cube. Changing the springs with the Shengsha Square-1 springs improves the turning of this puzzle. The plastic nut of the Qiyi Square-1 strips over time, so the nut does help avoid that problem. Finally, the loop makes the cube very smooth and consistent. Now, let's talk about the sticker shades, because it is simple to talk about. The stickers placed on these cubes are Fulbrights, and they are pretty full-fitted. I've done about 1000 solves, and there are very minimal chips on it, which shows promising sticker quality. The shades are also very nice, even though they are a bit different from what I'm used to. Overall, they provide colors that make it easy to recognize in solves. You can choose custom shades for your order on the Cubicle Square-1 because it is a premium cube. Next is the speed. I find the speed of the Square-1 very important because I cannot perform alts as quickly with slower turning layers and slides. The slice on this cube is just as good as the regular Qiyi Square-1. This cube was designed so that the slice is extremely fast. However, the layers were very slow out of the box. I wasn't able to get near my normal times due to the lack of speed. Another problem that caused my times to be slower was the corner cutting. Out of the box, the tensions were very tight, and that is why the cube was slow and lacked corner cutting. After loosening it a fair amount, the speed and corner cutting did improve, but it was not good enough to my liking. Pops also occurred occasionally because of the slightly looser tensions. After doing about 100 solves, I met a new problem. At random times, the cube would suddenly tighten or loosen to the maximum just from solving it. I didn't do anything bad to the cube, so I wondered what caused it. Sometimes, in the middle of the solve, the cube will slow down to a point where it is basically unusable. But sometimes it will loosen completely, and the two sections of the cube will just split apart and the whole cube collapses. I couldn't explain what caused this, but I decided to play with the tensions, lube it, and finally break it in. I tightened the cube slightly to a point where it's not too slow, and then lubed it with some maru lube. This increased the speed, but the corner cutting still lacked. By doing this, for some reason, the nut seemed to be working well and the tensions did not change from solving. After about 400 to 500 solves, I decided that the cube was broken in enough because the corner cutting and turning actually improved. At that point, I loosened the cube just a bit to improve the corner cutting even more. From that long process, I found a cube that was perfect for me. It pops ever so slightly, but the performance is just so amazing. I broke my PB average just 5, 12, 50, and 100, and it has become my new main. So here are my final thoughts on this cube and recommendations for cubers out there. The Cubicle Square-1 is a great cube, but at its high price tag and maybe expensive shipping for people far from the US, it might not be the best cube for everyone. I would definitely recommend this to any squanner who averages sub 15, and it could improve your time slightly. But if you're not planning to get world class and just plan to solve it as an event, then you can go ahead and get either the normal Qiyi Square-1, the Weilong Square-1, or maybe wait for the X-Men Square-1 and see if it's good first. Overall, the Cubicle Square-1 is great, but I would only recommend it to people who plan to get fast at this event. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.